Hello fellow YouTubers and welcome to the weekly news in VR. This week I'll be talking about Half-Life Alyx reaching 2 million owners. Or does it? Medal of Honor's imminent release, Arctica developer 4A teases new AAA title, so are we finally going to get Metro Exodus in VR? And our final story is that Qualcomm, the manufacturer of the XR2 chip fitted to the brand new Oculus Quest 2, have announced their newest flagship chipset, the Snapdragon 888, and it's even faster. So let's get straight into it then, and remember, we're born to respawn. Before we get started, my channel is growing rapidly at the moment, so if you enjoy the madness that is Mac in VR, please subscribe and maybe drop a like on this video. It would really help me out, thanks.
I'm Victoria. I know you were briefed when you accepted the contract. I hope you like it cold.
4A Games, the studio behind the well-regarded Metro series and the 2017 Oculus exclusive Arctica 1, are looking to hire people with VR experience. A job listing has come to light from way back in 2019, so this may mean that they are already well into developing what they describe as a AAA IP. Arctica 1 was a gorgeous VR title set in a frozen, post-apocalyptic Russia, and though it wasn't set in the Metro universe, it had a lot of similarities with those titles. It used a node-based movement system which seems quite quaint in these days of free locomotion, but did work well for the time. So, is this title Metro VR or Arctica 2? Well, when approached by the team at Road to VR, 4A Games stated that they were not yet ready to say anything more about the new IP right now. Stated in this very specific way, I would say that this is a totally new game in a different setting to Metro or Arctica. It's time for Anorak Corner, featuring Malcolm.
Did you know that 4A Games originated from GSC Game World, the team behind the Stalker series of games, and that their name comes from the four original founding members: Andrew Prokhorov, Alyx Shishakotsov, Alexander Maximuch, and Andrew Tachenko. Or the 4As, giving you 4A Games. It's a good job I don't have a speech impediment, or the screen would have been covered in saliva.
Half-Life Alyx, the groundbreaking VR title from the boffins at Valve, has broken through the 2 million owners barrier according to the website Steam Spy, which has moved the title from 1 to 2 million users to the 2 to 5 million owners bracket. This is obviously great for VR, makes Half-Life Alyx one of the biggest selling games in PC VR history, but we must take into account that everyone who bought a Valve Index got the game for free. If you bought the Index controllers to use another headset, you got the game for free, and I believe there was also an HTC bundle that included Half-Life Alyx. So, 2 million users doesn't mean 2 million sales, but still, the more people out there playing, the more exposure our burgeoning hobby gets, so it's all good news. I got my copy bundled with my Valve Index and still play it now, months after release, as it is just such a good game. Have you played Half-Life Alyx? Best VR game ever? Don't forget to comment down below. And now it's time for Noob of the Week! Medal of Honor is about to release, and Respawn have dropped a few morsels to keep us salivating. A new trailer dropped showcasing the multiplayer aspect of the game. There will be 5 game modes available at launch with up to 12 players. Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, Domination, all pretty standard stuff, but then we have Blast Radius, which is described as King of the Hill with an explosive twist. And as my friend Clone always says, everything is better with explosives. And lastly, Mad Bomber, which looks a bit bonkers as you run around planting bombs, defusing enemy bombs and trying to get kills all at the same time. By studying the trailer, I counted 10 different maps that I will call Airfield, Destroyer, Factory, Omaha Beach, Farmhouse, Bunker, Train, Church, Alpine, and finally, the cafe from Hello. And as this is Respawn, you know they are going to be well thought out maps and very playable. I also noticed Al Capone on the stairs, and I've read articles from journos with early access that you get different skin unlocks as you play through the single player campaign. I want to be Hair Flick of the Gestapo. There are 7 weapons in total with 1 variation, a scoped Gewehr by the looks of it, but no sidearms. So no cool moment switching to a pistol to get that clutch kill. Seems a bit of a missed opportunity to me. The PvP element will be 6 versus 6, except on Team Deathmatch obviously. Empty slots will be filled with bots, so no more waiting around in a lobby, waiting to start. And there'll be cross-play between Oculus and PC players. But there is a catch. Player invites between platforms is not supported. So if you're playing on your Index, for example, you cannot invite friends from Rift or Quest. I don't know why, because on Population 1 players can do this via friend code, so they might introduce it later. The game has been given dedicated servers as well, which hopefully means players in the EU won't get matched up with players in the US with ridiculous high pings, which I have noticed does happen in Pop 1. The game is also going to release with private matches, so if you just want to join a lobby and goof about with your mates, then you can definitely do that. So, with this multiplayer element, a fairly sizable campaign and the War Gallery element, the game weighs in at, are you sitting down? A hefty 170 gigabyte download. Yes, I said 170 gigabyte download, dwarfing the previous memory bloater that was Adsgar's Wrath at a paltry 120 gigs. And due to the way Oculus unpacks its games, you may need even more space, up to 300 gigabytes, just to install the game. The recommended specs are quite high as well, higher even than Half-Life Alyx, at least an Intel i7 or equivalent, RTX 2080 and 16 gigabytes of RAM. And as a final kick in the tallywhacker, it is recommended that you install all this on an SSD. Luckily for me, my PC is above that spec, but still, that's quite a hefty ask. When asked whether lower specs PCs can still run the game, the developer answered yes, but that spec is suggested so that you can run the game fully optimized. So let's just take a small step back before everyone gets upset. This is Respawn Entertainment. This is Vince Zampella and Jason West. These are the guys behind Call of Duty Modern Warfare, considered to be the best game in the franchise. These are the guys behind Titanfall and Apex Legends, 2 of the best multiplayer games ever made. Medal of Honor, I think, is going to blow everyone's socks off. I'm pretty sure, so if your PC needs a refresh, you better get on it now. And our final news story today, Qualcomm have released news of their latest chip, the Snapdragon 888. It's said to be a generational leap over the previous Snapdragon XR2, a variant of the 865, currently fitted in the Oculus Quest 2. The Adreno 660 GPU is said to be 35% faster and 20% more efficient in terms of battery life, but is also expected to be 50% more expensive. So, could we see a new Quest headset at Facebook Connect 8 in 2021? Like the Xbox and PS4, could we see a Quest X or a Quest Pro with a newer chip in it? Would you upgrade next year, or are you happy with your Quest 2? Don't forget, get involved and comment down below. Well, that's all for the news today. Don't forget to subscribe and maybe drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the other side.
Shields are nearly off. Yes!
Yeah,
Take your fork and shove it up your ass.
Good job, gentlemen.